Hey guys, this is David with the Mortgage Edge podcast brought to you by Click and Close Mortgage. Today, I got a very special lady down from Austin, Texas, Lya Sanchez, one of the best realtors around. How are you, Lya?
Hi, I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for being on the show as we sit there and talk to you. Today is, October 14th? And as we do this podcast, I think it's around 1:30. Tell us a little about yourself. How long have you been a realtor, and so forth?
Yeah, so I've been in the business for about 5 years now. And yeah, I have been licensed in Austin. I work in Austin and surrounding markets. So I work as far as Waco up north and going south as far as San Marcos. So yeah, it's been a great 5 years. It was tough at first, but it's been great. I love real estate.
Well, you are doing this, even though you've only been in the business 5 years. You're putting up some veteran numbers out there. You must really love what you do because it really shows on your production and everything else. So, what I always like to ask, what made you get into real estate? What did you do before this?
Yeah, I did social work before this. So I came from McAllen, which at the time the McAllen just wasn't as economically developed as it is now. And during COVID, I just wanted to get out of there, and I decided to pursue a job in Austin with my degree, and I worked at a safe house. So I worked at Safe Alliance here. It's a nonprofit organization in Austin. It's pretty well known. But yeah, after a while, I just kind of just felt like that job just wasn't for me. I knew I wanted to help people, but I felt like, okay, maybe I could help people in some other way. So I ended up leaving that job. I ended up pursuing real estate on the side while I was in that job because I already knew I kind of was about to leave, so I was getting my license while I was actually working there. And then right after I left, I finished all my courses. I passed my real estate test and I got the license. And I held my license with a broker here in Round Rock, Texas. And yeah, I was just doing jobs on the side while I was pursuing real estate because everyone knows in order to be successful in this business, it has to be full time. You know, you could
Yes.
start, I guess you could start in the beginning having a part time job, but it won't last for too long, you know, if you want to be successful. So I would do some part time jobs on the side, like in the week, I would do substitute teaching and all of that. And I know we had a phone call before, but yeah, I had been dancing for several years professionally. So I was, and before I say dancer, everyone I was walking thinks, were you a stripper? No, I was a go-go dancer. I was doing it professionally. So that's kind of an odd thing probably other realtors don't really have. But I was basically working real estate transactions. I was helping people find leases in the beginning of my career in the week. And in the weekend, I would be working in the club, being a go-go dancer. I would also be working some of the biggest music festivals in the world with some of the biggest DJs in the world as well. So a lot of people say, don't ever say that while you're in real estate. Like that's just, those two worlds just don't combine. But at one point it helped me pay the bills. It was enough to support me while I was, struggling paying rent at the time. But I was trying to have something flexible to pursue real estate. At the end, I knew real estate's going to be my career no matter what, you know. So I'm, yeah, very grateful for that job at the time that I had, and it was fun for me. Got to experience a lot, got to see a lot, but I pursue real estate full time now, and it's been a journey for sure.
Well, I want to say this: those people that said don't talk about that is I'm going to say they're dumb. But anyways, the reason why I say that because that's part of your past, right?
Yeah,
That does define your future.
it
But
was.
you didn't do anything wrong. You know,
No.
it's I to be a professional dancer like that is very hard work. To be on stage like that, to do all the things, that's probably why you're such a hard worker today. And people, I tell people all the time, be you. The more authentic you are, the more you're going to attract the right amount of people. Remember, not everybody out there is our cup of tea, right?
Yeah.
You're not going to attract 100% of the people out there. You're going to attract the people that are like-minded and like-hearted, and those are the ones that we're going to go far with. So I definitely think that you should tell people that. So tell me about the first couple of years. Was it a struggle? When did it really pop for you to where real estate became a full-time job?
Yeah, so the first couple of years I was doing just lease transactions. And at the time I was with a brokerage that really, they were supportive, but their leads just weren't coming in. I think they had just one database that we would use to obtain our leads, and they would have us cold call. But it was more of the traditional brokerage. I ended up obtaining a lead from that brokerage right before I left. He just so happened to be a veteran lead. He fought in the Vietnam War. And I'll never forget him. He was my first actual buying client. I ended up going to another brokerage that promised, an abundance of partnerships with other lenders like Rocket Mortgage and Veterans United, Navy Federal, a bunch of big name ones. So I joined, and then shortly after I signed the contract. We can't give you those leads actually because you have not closed 6 transactions, not buying transactions. So we need you to close 6 buying transactions.
Right.
At that point, I was kind of devastated, but I still didn't want to give up. I knew I'm gonna do whatever it takes, to be successful here in this business. Even when I first started in my classes, I was in a room full of 100 students wanting to get their real estate license. And I remember the teacher saying, realistically, only 10 of you guys are actually going to be realtors. And then only one of those 10 is going to be a successful one. That I was like, okay, you know what? I didn't do all of this for nothing. I'm sure as hell going to be that 1%. I'm going to do whatever it takes. So yeah, I did everything. I followed my intuition. I was like, okay, I'm going to stay with this brokerage, and I'm going to prove myself to get more leads because, at the time, that's kind of where my heart was at. So there was this partnership that they had with Veterans United, and I was always drawn to Veterans United. They're the #1 lender with veterans. So if you look up as a veteran VA loan, they're the first to pop up. So I just reached out to them and I said, hey, you guys work with my brokerage, but they're not allowing me to partner with you guys until I hit a certain amount of transactions, but I would like to prove to you that I could be one of your most successful agents if you partner with me. And I have a client who's willing to work with you. He's a Vietnam veteran, and I've been helping him get a home. I had helped him get a home for a while, about a year and a half or so. So we ended up working with Veterans United. One of the lenders that we were working with at the time actually saw how I worked, and we worked very well together, and he was like, you need to be a part of the real estate team here. I'm going to actually refer you. I didn't even tell him, I didn't even ask him. I was trying to already get into their network, but he took it on his own to refer me to the person that was hiring the realtors at the time. Keep in mind, there's only 20 to 30 per division, city that they hire. In Austin, there's 30. They told me, we don't see that you have very much transactions, but we could tell how eager you are, you want this, and you were being very helpful with the veteran. So we're gonna keep you. We're gonna take you in as one of our agents. And that partnership honestly changed my real estate career. And I will say that.
How many years has that been?
Sorry.
How many years has that been?
Oh, my partnership with Veterans United, it's been 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah, going on maybe 2.5, around there, 2 to 3. Yeah, I think it's going on 3 now. Yeah, the veteran client I helped out. So a lot of people don't know this, and it's we study this in real estate school. But one of the most, and I would just want to put this out there since I'm like talking in front of people. One of the most neglected classes in the housing market actually happens to be disabled people with impairment, specifically like hearing, eyesight. They get neglected a lot, in this field. Getting a house for them is extremely hard from the builders that build homes nowadays. Sometimes they don't consider, building doors a certain width to, have those clients.
Wheelchair assessment. Yep.
Yeah, and I just noticed that that's just kind of all around. But it is a thing. So my first client, he was a disabled veteran, and I watched him struggle a lot on the phone. People not taking him serious. He fought in the Vietnam War, so he was dealing with nuclear weapons. So he had issues with hearing. So naturally, he would yell, but it wasn't intentionally. It was because of his hearing issues. A lot of people just kind of got thrown off by that, but I don't think they understood what it was. There was more to it. There was more trauma to it. There was a disability behind it. So yeah, I think that's a neglected class, and I think it needs to be like talked about more and understood more by realtors, by other professionals like us, to to help them out more, to put these people on homes, because a lot of them very much well deserve it.
I can tell already that you're exactly where you need to be. You found your niche in the veteran community, and the way you talk, and you're so passionate about helping the disabled. That's what makes you unique. You're a special lady for doing that. So I would say what about 89% of your clients are veterans?
Yes.
Okay, that's awesome. So now you're helping veterans. You're doing all that stuff. You did tell me something that offline that you are trying to get into, and that's the luxury market. Is that correct?
Yes, I've always been drawn to the luxury market. I think it's beautiful here, especially in Austin. There's just these beautiful houses by the lake and by like the hills, and they're just very serene. I've done a couple of open houses there. I've gotten lucky to work with some amazing builders. Ames is one of them, and it's just something I've always wanted to break into, and I'm striving for that. So at the moment, I know I'm still a youngster in my career, and I could get there, and I know I will eventually. But yeah, that's something that I'm drawn to, that I'm working on, and obviously, if you want to sell luxury, you got to know it. So I'm doing my own studying, but I think putting myself out there a lot in those communities, holding more open houses. And just getting to know that area more will kind of give me that assertiveness. I need to, show my knowledge about the area, because obviously, the confidence comes with the competence. And
Absolutely.
yeah, so I think that will help me a lot if I just keep building more knowledge on that, because that's just a totally different, area of real estate. So gathering as much information as I can, and eventually I'll get out there and be one of the Elite 25. I've been watching the Elite 25 podcasts and just kind of seeing how those realtors' minds work, and it kind of gave me the inspiration to be in this podcast. I had seen it before you reached out, and I'm like, that's so strange. I have been watching podcasts, and you ended up reaching out. It's like it manifested itself. I'd been attracting. So yeah, I definitely believe in, if you're authentic and you're yourself, the right people will find you.
That's right. Well, I think you found your career. So, think about all the transactions that you've done up to now. Can you go back in time and kind of think about that first transaction that you did, that you closed, that you kind of said, man, this is why I'm a realtor. This is what I want to do to help people, or what?
Yeah.
Is there a transaction that stands out?
A lot of them do. There's a lot of females that are single, and nowadays it's at one point. Think about it. Women didn't even have the right to buy their house. They were housewives just a couple, 20, 30 years ago? I don't know, maybe a lot more. Sorry. But yeah, being a significant milestone in somebody's life, it's huge to me, and it's nice that I help them do that and be a guide for them to do that. For them to even trust me with such a huge investment like that really does mean a lot to me. But yeah, I guess just seeing it really amplifies something in me when I see another a single female purchase a house, and because it's not too often I see that, so it's awesome seeing that and being a part of that. That's huge. But just in general, that's a huge milestone for anyone, and I'm like, I guess I really appreciate it afterwards. There is some little high. I can't explain it. Maybe you feel it too after you
Oh, I do.
after you close a deal. And it's a high I don't think I'll ever get over.
Absolutely, because it's helping people.
Yeah.
It's you help other people get what they want. You get everything you want, is what Zig Ziglar says. So,
Yes.
I think most realtors, most mortgage people are in the business because they like to help people. That's what drives us, and that's what makes us complete, I guess. So let's talk a little bit about the Austin market. That's your market. That's your main market. What are you seeing out there?
Right now it is a buyer's market. So it does get a little bit of a slower shift in the coming months, like in the fall to winter months. So typically it's kind of, and maybe this is like in all markets, not just Austin, but speaking from what I'm seeing, we get a huge wave of buyers in the spring and in the summer. And Austin right now, the majority of the people that are coming in to move, they're coming in from other places all around the United States. So I would like to think the city is evolving and growing, and it's improving and growing economically tremendously fast at a very fast pace. So when that happens, we're seeing a lot of job opportunities everywhere here. So a lot of people are coming in for jobs. The majority of the people are, I've worked with people from California, Chicago, Minnesota, Washington, everywhere. And it's awesome seeing that. And everyone always kind of has a similar story in regards to, they wanted to come over here because you get everything here, really. It's like you have this precious scenery and the nightlife too. It's like a city of music, and it's very lively. The lakes are beautiful, and the houses. There's some affordable houses right now. If you look in the outskirts of Austin, it's like a gold mine there. If you really look and you're open to being in the outskirts, you could find some homes in like the 200s. So it's a great opportunity for investors as well, and they know that. But yeah, overall, it's right now we are seeing a buyer's market for sure. It's gonna start picking up a little bit more in the spring and summer. So I would say if you want to buy a house and you don't like competition, buy it now. It's a great time to buy right now.
Absolutely, it's a great time because when rates drop, there's going to be more people coming to market. So, and right now you're getting seller concessions, right? You're getting a lot of perks out there.
Absolutely.
Well, Lya, we could sit here and talk to you all day, but I know you got to help people. You got to get out there and help people. What should we have talked about today that we did talk about?
I don't know. I guess you cleared up everything. I don't know.
No worries, no worries.
Yeah, I would say just like anyone who's looking to be in real estate, I would give them an advice if you're interested in being in real estate. I know one thing that worked for me is, and I got this from a coach I had at the time. She's a very successful, amazing lady. She brought up the point where real estate has so much doors, right? And there's just it's a monster out there. There's a lot to do, commercial, land, all of this. You know, eventually, you know, you'll find your niche, but you know, try everything until something works before you give up.
Yeah. Love it. Love it. Well, Lya, thanks for coming and being on our show. We're going to have to do another podcast maybe in 6 months or a year, see where you're at, because I know every year you've been in the business, you're doing this. I can't wait to see your trajectory and what you do in the upcoming years. If the people want to find you, and I know they do, because if I'm looking for real estate in Austin, whether I'm buying or selling, there's only one person I'm calling. That's Lya Sanchez. How do they get hold of you, Lya?
Yeah, just call me. All my information is on my Instagram. So, Lya the Realtor on Instagram. You could also find me on Facebook, Lya Sanchez, Lya. And yeah, also I have my website. So if you just look up Lya the Realtor, you'll find my website. But thank you so much, David. It was an honor to be here.
Absolutely. And if you saw her website, we'll put that across the lower third so you can get a hold of Lya. Guys, thanks for being with us today. I'm David with the Mortgage Edge podcast. We'll see you later.
Thank you.
What do you think?